let's see that if it's already starting or not. And yes, it looks like I'm live right now. I'm live right now, and it looks like I managed to start another live stream for this game, which is a little game that is called The Last Banana, where I have been spending more than 20 days right now, and at maximum 30 days for this game. And the game is just about a 2D top-down game where it represents a throne fight between the animals within the forest. And the first fight I still try to implement is the fight between the bull and the gorilla, and it looks like I managed to get over this gorilla, and this I came into conclusion that I'm really close to getting into the conclusion that I have finally finished the gorilla and the bull fight, I guess. And it's really close, and um, I just needed to implement the third movement, the third phase of this bull movement. And after this, the bull mechanics, the fight between the gorilla and the bull would be done. So let me just summarize what I have implemented today. Is that today I managed to implement the 360 degrees attack. And let me just show you the enemy loop right now. And as you can see over here, actually first I want to check the enemy movement for when the enemy health is 100, which is representing the first effect, and the enemy starts rotating, but it shouldn't be. So let's just remove this section and start this with the charge attack run. And when I start the enemy loop, it's just the enemy just starts to charge attack towards the map, to the corner points of the map, and the player needs to be careful about this movement, and maybe a trail between that behind it would be suitable. And also this stomp movement, and today I managed to implement the stomp movement as the circle, and finally the 360 degrees rotation for this enemy. And it looks like I can hit the enemy without any problem. And if I get near the enemy, okay, it looks like I have managed to find a bug. And yes, the bug is because of that the enemy movement in the third phase is not implemented already. So if I set the enemy health to something like 1000, it would solve this problem. So before this, I just want to make the second check for this enemy, and it looks like it's working without any problem. And I'm still not sure about this dash movement and the stomp thing that I tried to implement yesterday. And maybe for this 360 degree movement, I need to implement something for I need something like that makes the player irresistible from the attacks of the gorilla. Maybe I should also have the note of this 360 rotation move and no damage. So right now I just wanted to continue on the second phase of this enemy movement, which is that when the enemy health is get below 50%, and if I start the enemy loop, right now the enemy just creates a trail of fire after the movement of the bull, and it continues to create these stomps. And over here it should just yes, this is the thing that I want to implement, that when this 360 movement is happening on the second phase, I want this guy to implement I want this bool to spawn a whirlwind. I'm not really sure about how to pronounce it, so let's just rename it as the tornado. And I want to create a tornado, and I want this to, I want I want the bull to create a tornado, and I want this tornado to start moving towards the player direction when it is instantiated. So this would be the first thing that I have in my head to implement over the game. So let's just start with the tornado implementation, and in order to do this implementation, I may have used this enemy loop over here. That let me just open the enemy loop, and if I in order to test this easily, let's just move this 360 rotation for 5 seconds. Let's just duplicate this and change the name with tornado is spawning. And if I move this over the line, I'll move it at 0 in this, at the first index of this list. And if I set the health to, if I keep the health as below 50, and it would just starts tornado spawning. It should start the tornado spawning, but it looks like I haven't implemented the tornado spawning yet. So if I get over the enemy loop, and if I find the enemy movement under this 360-degree tornado attack, and if I implement another boolean as the is spawning tornado, while this 360 the whole rotation attack. And let's also have a boolean over here, and I'm not really sure why I chose to work like this on this script, but since this is working, this approach is working, I have no intention to touch this. So if the 360-degree rotation attack is happening, this is just starting the 360 attack, and it starts this attack under the enemy weapon. So what if implementing a boolean over here which is spawning tornadoes? And save this, and let's just add another section over here that if is spawning tornadoes, then I should need a reference for the tornado within the enemy weapon instead of, okay, not particle system, but a transform would be a better choice for the tornado reference over here. And if I return back to the last line of code I spent, also with the is spawning, with the in addition to is spawning tornadoes boolean, I would probably need the I would also need the delay between the tornadoes, or should I just spawn the tornadoes at the end of the animation? So let the animation decide how many tornadoes would be instantiated. But let's not use that approach, and I'm really tired of these animation events because they are hard to deal with. So let's implement a number of tornadoes over here, integer and number of tornadoes over here, and also have a float value as the time delay, the delay between tornado instantiating, time delay between tornadoes. And in order to implement this thing, let's just have a coroutine as start coroutine as a, and also I would probably need a enumerator over here in order to have this effect in order to implement this thing, and start coroutine spawn tornadoes with delay, tornadoes with delay coroutine, and inside this coroutine let's also have complete this reference, and within this coroutine I should also need the number of tornadoes and the delay between tornadoes also, and let's just implement this these guys over here, and let's just set the number of the tornadoes as 1 by default and delay between tornadoes as 1 second by default, or just 2 seconds by default. And oh, it looks like I cannot change the name right now because it gave me a problem. It tells me that there is a problem. That's how about implementing the same, defining the same parameters inside the coroutine, and under the coroutine just instantiate tornado reference in the position of the player, which is the enemy weapon. This dot transform, and with the rotation of identity and without any parent over here, and this would be the new tornado. Transform new tornado. A pooling option would be a better choice for this thing, but right now I just want to make things. I just want to implement these things as fast as possible, because I feel like I'm lacking of time. So let's just use the transform dot position, and also under the tornado I should have a transformation. Actually, this is the damage zone script, which is suitable for which is useful for giving the damage to the player. And also let's just implement a tornado script over here with a target direction. But before that thing, let's just get the new tornado. But let's get over here and implement a for loop with the number of tornadoes, and under this for loop let's just first instantiate the new tornado and yield return new weights for seconds of the delay between tornadoes, and at the end of this for loop it just stops this coroutine, and that's basically it. So if I reload the domain, and this guy should just give me the ability for changing the tornado script. However, it says there is a problem and the target object is null. Check for missing script. Okay, it looks like I tried to implement this reload domain within the play mode, and start 360 attack has the current, this should have the current enemy movement that is spawning tornadoes with the number of tornadoes. Also, let's just implement this number of tornadoes underneath over here inside this enemy movement class, and let's implement a public integer as the number of tornadoes, and also let's just have a float value of delay between tornadoes. And if I get over here and find the same spots that I were in, and here is I can define the other parameters for this start 360 attack methods. Number of tornadoes and delay between tornadoes. Delay between tornadoes over here, and this should be the thing that okay, here is the tornado script, and let's just implement a set target transform serialized fields as the transform dot with target transform, and I do not want this tornado to be disabled when it touches to some kind of bananas or the gorilla. I just want this tornado to be instantiated and goes towards the direction when I said it's over, like a time between, like a time limit. And if the lifetime is finished, then the tornado would just simply disable itself, and that's the thing I want to implement right now. And if I set the target transform over here, and let's set this as the null, and also under the update methods I can just copy the movement effect from the movement of the enemy, not the enemy but the enemy loop. It should be under the enemy loop, and there should be a section for is moving. Let's just copy and paste this is moving section all together under the tornado script, and I do not need this look at target vector, but I would need this boolean for defining that this is moving or not. So let's just set this is moving and start moving towards. And over here, with the help of these methods, let's just also define the target direction. But instead of target direction, actually I would need instead of target transform, I would need a target direction over here. And in order to calculate this target direction, let's just target transform, let's just calculate the direction over here with the alignment of this target transform minus this transform position, target transform dot transform position, and let's just set this, let's just get the magnitude of this guy, and let's just get the normalized value of this vector in order to be able to implement some speed over it. So this would be the target direction, and I want this tornado to move towards that direction till the time is coming for it. So also have a speed. Let's just have a speed value. Say last field and set a speed value of this tornado and implement the variable as the tornado speed. And this would be the step under the update loop. This transform position should move towards this target direction. But the target direction is changing. So let's just calculate the target direction and let's just set a value that is far in distance. So let's just set this target direction and move towards target direction and change the target position. Okay, I have, yes, this would be the target direction. And this should be all. This should be all when I instantiate a new tornado. If I return back to the enemy loop and check the code underneath for getting this tornado script to run, it's spawning tornadoes using tornadoes and start 360 attack, and underneath here is the tornado script. And if I implement this instantiated and the new tornado dot get components, since this is referencing the tornado that I would put within the enemy weapon. This should also have a game component. This should also include a component as the tornado and set target. However, I cannot see the target. Let's start moving towards. Okay, let's use this method with the target position of player dot transform. So let's see that if this would be useful, and let's see the effect of this thing. And okay, I got another problem over here. And if I reload the domain and if I find the enemy loop over here, and if I manage to, it's spawning tornado, number of tornadoes, let's set this to 2, and with a time between 2, with a delay between tornadoes of 2 seconds. And it looks like I forgot to add this tornado reference under the enemy weapon. Here is the tornado reference you are wishing for. So if I start my enemy and here is the tornado, but it looks like it's not moving. Yes, it gives the damage over the player, but it's not moving to any direction. And I'm not really sure why I have this problem. So I should also, I guess I forget to set this is moving to true also. And the thing that I haven't implemented yet is to disable this game object with the time delay. And that's for the next thing I would probably spend some time, but it looks like the tornado is not moving again. And I do not understand the reason behind it. And let's also serialize these two fields to make them easier to debug. And Let's see. Hello, Bob's Dinos. Hello. How are you? I hope that you are having a great evening and better evening than me. And I get over here. Yes, this managed to instantiate this tornado. However, the tornado does not have any target transform. Actually, I do not use this target transform, and instead I'm using this is tornado speed. How about? Yes, I forgot to implement this tornado speed. So let's just implement the tornado speed as, let's say, 10. Very good. And what is the project that I'm making? Yes, this is a game that has a interesting story, and I hope that this is an interesting story. But this is just a story that is behind the uh, all of the forest and the bull. I have a bull over here, and I have the monkey as I have the gorilla as the main character, and the gorilla has the ability to throwing bananas towards the bull and got the deal the damage towards the bull. And also the bull is uh, does not like the monkey, does not like the gorilla, and they are fighting for the throne of the forest. So who wins this game, who wins this fight, he will bear the crown of the forest. He will be the king of the forest, and this is the thing that I have tried to implement it. And right now I'm trying to spend some time of this enemy loop, and I just try to implement this enemy the tornado effects over here. But I'm having a bad time. I'm not having a good time for implementing them because it's not working right now. Oh, thank you. And it's actually is to throw the bananas, but the harder part of this is to when the when the enemy. I just implemented two phases of the enemy over here, and when the enemy is in the first phase, it does not it is rather relaxed enemy. The bull is rather relaxed, but when the enemy got angry and if it gets less than, let's say, 50% of the enemy health, and it starts to move more aggressively, and this is the default attack for the enemy. And if I set the enemy health under 50, it starts to behave more. It starts to create these trails, and it starts this stomping thing, and then it starts rotating around itself. And over here I hope that it would generate these whirlwinds, but the tornadoes, but I'm not able to implement the tornadoes yet, and I have been trying to implement this for the last 25 minutes. So Bob's Dinos, are you into 2D games or 3D games? Do you like to play 2D games or 3D games? And let's just change this effect and have this enemy loop again. Okay. Now it seems like I got a better effect right now. Yes, the coding is really the it's kind of a disaster right now because I'm not. I just try this project as a small project, and I want to finish this project within 30 days. And right now I'm on the 20 day, and I just try to make the code or make the logic. I'm not thinking about the logic in all directions within all perspectives, but right now I just want to make the logic workable and I just want to implement working logic. So yes, the code is right now a disaster. And you like 2D and yeah, 2D and 3D games. So I hope that when the game is finished and you would play this game also. By the way, I would release this game as a WebGL. I'm thinking about releasing this game as a free WebGL game, and to see the in order to see the feedbacks of the players, that if it's it is the thing that it's to it is it is good enough to have time, it is good enough to spend more time on this. It is valuable enough to spend more time on this, but sorry about this thing. So let's just continue over here and change this tornado speed. And what if I change this tornado speed to something like 50 and start this enemy loop? Okay, I got my first tornado and this is the second one. And now the bull is running towards me. And voila, it looks like I managed to make the tornado thing move working. So how about having a tornado, 4 tornadoes with a delay of 1 second. Let's also try this thing. Okay, first tornado, second one, third one, and fourth one. Now the bull is angry and has these fire trails behind it. And I would be really happy, Bob's Dinos, if you give a try for this game. By the way, it also has this locked on target mechanic. When you locked on target, locked on the enemy enough, and it would give you a choice of, does the fire trail hurt the player? Yes, it hurts the player. Let me just demonstrate it to you. And I start the enemy loop. Okay, tornadoes. Here is the fire trail, and when I try to touch the fire trail, you see that it hurts the enemy, and it nearly, right now, it kills the enemy. But if you are careful enough, and you can just get rid of these fire trails easily. So the tornadoes I'm good with tornadoes, and I would probably the last thing I forget is to disable this game object after a while, because if I forget to disable this game object, the tornadoes, it would just goes within the map, and I do not want them to be enabled in any case. So destroy, or actually disable with delay, and in order to under this disable with delay, let's just game object set active false, and when I start moving towards that, I want to invoke this method with a time period of 10 seconds, and after 10 seconds the tornadoes will be disabled in any case. What coding language is this? No, it's not Java, it's C#. It's kind of it's like the standard coding language for the Unity right now, and as you can see over here, this is the Unity 2022 version 2022. And the coding editor is also Visual Studio. If you can see over here, so let me just check this tornado thing, that if the instantiated tornadoes are disabling or not. 2, 3, and 4 tornadoes. Here are the tornadoes. Boom, boom, and yes, they are disabled as I wanted. Over here now the stomp attack. And the next thing I want to implement for the second movement, the second action. Right now the player is in. When the stomp attack is happening, I want enemy to instantiate some kind of rotating shield. By the way, hey Young Doom, how are you? And also let's search for a shield effect over here. That if I have something that is implementable. This is the shit. Okay, shield round steel. Okay, then so here is the shield. What? This would not be suitable for the 2D games. How about this? No, 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 definitely not. How long have I been coding and creating games? From the COVID, actually. And it should be around. I just started learning about the language. I started I started to work with the Unity. I started to learn on Unity around 2020. But for the first 1 or 2 years, I do not spend enough time to learn how to create some code, and how to be able to. I was not able to create anything that is really playable. So after 2022, I guess I spent the 2020 to 2022 for learning, and then after 2022 I started to create small games, and right now I just trying to uh, create something in 2D, because I have been generating this. I have been creating games in 3D, so I've been missing in since C Sharp. Yes, since 2020. Yes, actually. And before that, I have invested some time in uh, Python, but that's around one year. So it's around 5 years right now. And I really like the C Sharp, by the way. It's really easy language for this, in order to develop some games. And over here I want to have some kind of shield, but I do not anything good enough to be used as a shield. Yes, Python is easy to learn, but after a while it start to become really hard to deal with, because it also depends on your journey, and if you want to invest your time for the Python, for let's say for AI modeling, it became harder than it should be. But if you try to develop a game, It also all depends on your what you are trying to make, what you are trying to develop at the end. But the basic syntax is for the Python, it's really easy to handle. It's really easy to grasp, and also it's a good. It may be a good starting point for if you try to learn if you try to learn programming, then it would be a good starting point. And I still do not have any good choice for a shield of this. You have created a password generator on Python. Yeah, that's cool. This is the time you must go. Okay, Bob Steino. Thank you a lot for your good words, and you believe that. Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, Bob Steino. And if you are subscribed to the channel, or if you wish to subscribe to the channel, I would you would probably see that when the game is ready. By the way, this game in this way or in that way, I would release this game at the end of the January. So you can expect this to be playable at the end of this month. And still, what should be a good choice? Okay then, thanks for this, Pops Dino. What should be a good barricade for the? Oh, thanks a lot, Jung Doom. By the way, I'm not really sure that I pronounce it correctly, but but this is the pocket. This is the follow. Okay, this would be a good choice for another type of boss. And I still have no idea for implementing a shield. Having something as a shield, like barricade. Nah, thanks. Barricades. Nope. Concrete. Something. Okay. Oh, let's not waste more time over here, and I have actually right now I do not select anything that is suitable for this stomping. That's why for the level 2 approach, I just want to change the stomping distance. And let's see that if I manage to implement this thing. So this is the first thing. This is the enemy. This is the enemy loop. And if I set the enemy health to 100, this is the first enemy loop. And this is happening. Okay, here is the enemy is just running around. Get in the center and do the stomping 3 times. Good enough. Turn around. Then start the cycle again. Restart the cycle again. So I just have a kind of same mechanic for the second loop. And what if I set enemy loop again? Okay, I forgot that this tornado spawning should be around here without this. And this is for the stomp attack. So how can I use the stomp attack? Here it is. So is the stomp attack over here. First I need to find the enemy loop where I define this stomp attack. And here is the enemy loop, enemy loop, enemy loop. Where are you? And here is the Stomp is shooting to player, is Stomp attack. And here is the definition of the size of this Stomp attack circle. So if I give the ability for this Stomp attack circle over here, here is Stomp amount, and let's implement a float value. Float over here for Stomp size. And let's implement this Stomp size within this method. Current enemy movement with the Stomp size. Reload the domain, find the enemy loop over here. And for the Stomp size in the first section, let's change the here is the Stomp sizes. Let's change the value to 0.3, and for the second Stomp attack, let's change the cycle from 5 to, let's say, 7. Increase the Stomp attack amount and change the Stomp size to half. And let's see the effect. Okay, the bull is more furious and starts running around the map with the fire trails, gets into the center, and yes, now the player needs to get to the corner and wait for this Stomp attack to pass. Then this tornado starts, and the bull starts the cycle again. Okay, this would be a suitable solution, viable solution for the second phase, and let's just spend some time for the third phase. So over here, let's just paste it, paste the same approach, paste the same attacks over here with the enemy health less than 20. If I enable the enemy loop, it starts the cycle. First, set the speeds for the running period to a little faster. I want the enemy to move a little fast with the fire trail. Okay, this is the fourth movement. It looks like I forgot to change the speed over here. Let's change it to 50 also. Stomp attack cycle, let's change the cycle to something like 9. And wait for seconds with tornado spawning. Let's say this would be a time of 10 seconds with 9 tornadoes with a time between 1 second between the tornadoes. And for the third phase, I want to change the animations of this. I want to change the animation for this bull, and in order to do this, I need to implement. Okay, do I have enough time? Yes, I still have enough time. Bull type A. This is the thing, this is the animation I have implemented over here, and if I get over the asset, the 3D to 2D asset, and if I implement this bull instead of this whirlwind over here, and let me see the bull. Okay, what if I change the skin to the render of this bull to mesh the mesh of this bull? is the bull, here is the bull type A, here is the other bull, and which seems much denser than the previous one. And this is the normal, and this may be suitable for the third phase of this bull. So let's just get the animations for this thing and have this top-down shadow enabled also. By the way, I'm not really sure that my whirlwind is having a top-down shadow, but okay, this is a question for later. Whirlwind shadow. Here is the bull, here is the animation, here is the studio, and if I set the baked select model with its all animations. Now I can have a time to grab a drink. And let the asset to do its work. And now it's done. When I get over here, find the animations that is generated by the assets. Okay, they are over here with the animations I wanted. So what I want for this thing is to have another layer of the same animator, and let me just return back to the scene, the main scene of this animation, and here is my enemy, here is the enemy sprite, and if I get the animator over here, I want to define another layer for this thing. So this is the angry, let's rename this as the angry bull layer. When the health is getting below certain level, I want to run this angry bull layer. Let's just copy and paste the, okay, can't I copy the base layer as a whole? Yeah, it should be, but why can't I? I just want to use all of these mechanics in there. Okay, this is perfect. So let me just change the animations with the new ones for this layer, for this angry bull layer, before my time runs out, and it's around 8 minutes right now. So the first animation is bull A charge attack. Bull A charge attack 27 degree. Bull A charge attack. Or just let's start with the idle animation. This is the bull 0. Bull A0 28 degree. How about setting? Okay, something is wrong with this animation, but I do not understand the reason why this thing is happening. 360, 100, and 27. Here is the 360 attack. Okay. Here is the normal attack. Attack run. 360 attack. Here is the normal. This should be the normal attack. Bull A attack. Okay. Can I use the naming over here? Yes, and let's use the same naming over here. This is the newer one. And the layer is completed. The layer definitions are completed right now. So the next thing I need to implement is to change the set pool sections with the new face, with the handle boss changes. So if the health is below this value, then return this list. Okay. Enemy animator set pool. Enemy animator set layer. Wait, no. Set boolean. Set boolean within a layer. Okay, how can I change the layer for this animation? And it looks like Unity has a problem with the documentation of this animation, the layer component. Because when I press the question mark, it says that the page seems to be missing. Change layer in animator. Animator set layer weight. So what if I just when the health is below 25%, let's just set the animator set animator. Okay, set layer weight. Set layer weight as the layer index, the first one, and set the weight to 1. If I set the weight to 1, and it should only run this animation. Okay, let's just try this approach and to see that if it's working or not. So here is my enemy loop, and if I take it easy. Here is the angry bull layer, but the layer weight is not 1. Here is the enemy health, and this is looking for the enemy health less than 25%. Enemy health less than 25%, and this is useful for implementing this layer weight. And when I get over here, I see that the layer weight is just 0. Okay, how about set the layer weight of this first one, the main one, to 0, and then set the layer weight of the second layer to 1. Not possible. Oh, actually it's possible, but the running animation is not working, so I guess I have a problem with this animation. Let me just change it for this layer. Okay, now the weight of the base layer is 1 and the angry layer is 0, and if I set the enemy loop, and here is the animation that I wanted, but I have the problem with them. This is the final problem I need to solve, and set this to 15. For importing the sprite sheet. Okay, this is good. This is looking good. And I have a feeling that this is the solution that I wanted. So this would, when the enemy, yes, now the enemy is really angry and change its color to something darker and hit the gorilla to the corner, and storms, the things, the tornadoes are start to spawning. And now it looks like I managed to implement the chapter, the last section, the last layer over here. Last boss phase. Boss phase is implemented for this fight, and I'm not really sure that this fight is working or not. By the way, I would probably dump this idea for the second and third type of weapons, but this is just lingering around till I remove them. And it looks like I managed to implement the third phase, and for the third phase, the thing that I'm still feeling that I'm still missing is that I need a visual for this shields thing, the rotating shield. I'm not really sure about what kind of game object would I use for this thing, but right now I'm happy with the results, and it looks like if the enemy health is getting below the 25%, the enemy starts to become irritated, and now as you can see over here, the movements are changing. And also if it gets less than 25%, let's set this to as 20, and it changes its color also and became more and more aggressive towards the player. And that's the thing I want to accomplish, and I'm really happy with the results for today. So that's it for me for today, and tomorrow I would continue on implementing maybe some playtesting, but I may also spend some time for the second type of the enemy movement, because I just have only 5 days or maybe 6 days for till the end of this month, and I want this game to be ready and playable at the end of this month. So this is all for me today, and wherever you are, have a great evening, and have a good day. See you later, see you on the tomorrow evening, and bye.